man.
It's like helping one another, really. Is
right, and it's like
it's the gist of it. I mean,
right.
You know,
so maybe like later on, like I could see like maybe trying to pay Joe Rogan, but I don't even think he messes with none of that. Like
Mark Cuban, all of those guys, yes.
Like maybe on that level, but if you on the same level as me right now, like come on, like
yeah, man, come on, man.
So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get into it.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex zone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got my boy JD in the building. He, man, I'm so proud of this guy, all right? In the fitness world, when I first met him, I think he was doing some training and he was also working at nutrition shops, just out here trying to make it like everybody else. Fast forward to today, he is a serial entrepreneur. And here's one thing I noticed about this guy. He has not changed. He has always been a very kind person. He's always been good to people. Even now, like, he may dress a little different. There's signs that he got some money, but his vibe and the way he treats people has always been the same, which is so kind. No one ever has anything bad to say about this guy. So I think I met you maybe way back in 2016, 2015, maybe, something like that, back in the, nutrition shop days. Talk to me about like, your path of fitness and how it led into everything else you got going on right now.
Man, so I want to say I started in fitness about what age was I? 18, 19. So I was currently still in high school, kind of jumped into fitness from there. And it became more or less of an actual lifestyle for me. So the lifestyle was the fitness, and then I took the same mentality and mental focus that I had within the gym and turned it into what it is now. So everything I touch or do, I have the same mentality as the gym. Get better, get better or worse, right? So you got to get better. Get to the other side, and then I put that in everything I do now. Mm-hmm. So really fitness influenced me big time. I mean, there's nothing that I could say that I had any type of downward side of anything when I got into that. Fitness just blew me up to where I needed to go and where I wanted to be, and I'm still loyal to it. Mm-hmm. In fact, I go to the same gym in same gyms that I went to when I was younger, so never switched up, then go to a bigger gym, then go to a different city because there's more people in this and that. Always stay true. Mm-hmm. I think that's a really, really big part of my journey is staying true and staying humble with every move that you make. Big time.
It's a big part of the discipline too, because a lot of times you may go to different gyms or whatever, but it's a different vibe. If you already got a good routine that works for you, why mess it up?
Why mess it up? You know what I mean? And of course you can get around different circles and all that when you get into other gyms, but is that pouring into your actual pot being good, or is it pouring into your bad pot? Right. So for me, I want to get all the good. Yeah. So original, same people, day ones, and you are a day one. So that's why I had more than enough efforts and times and want to come here.
I appreciate it because now you're doing a lot of things, so I know you're super busy, and I really appreciate you coming. I don't even know all the things you do, but I think you were telling me you had like 30 doors on your Airbnbs now.
Yeah.
You're doing the stocks and everything.
Stock trading.
So what led you, like, what was your next step once you was like, okay, I'm going to do something that isn't fitness?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
What led you into that?
So the stocks I was already kind of doing since COVID days. So stock option trading was the thing. So I learned how to do it, and I was really good at it, where I was doing 500, 1,000 a day, 2,000 a day, and I'm like, man, I'm pretty good at this option trading. Very low risk the way I trade, right? Because I use a lot of different analyzing of things and making sure I use the right tools. So I got into that, and I was like, this is it. So I started a group, through Discord, and I said, this is the group I want to use. So I used that platform, got the group going, did a little advertising just directly to my social media platforms and told anyone if they're interested. I have videos. I did videos at my house and learned how to teach others how to do the same thing just off the platform itself. And then from there, I put it out there, started getting people, and people have just been coming ever since. And then again, to this day, I still haven't done any advertising on paid side. So it's just been very organic, but a lot of the people I have are all, local, at least 90% of them.
And I would believe that, because I think a lot of people, like we talked about, your character and who you are. A lot of people have seen you come up, and they know you, they can trust you because you're genuine with, the things that you do. So I don't know nothing about stocks, and I have friends and family around in it and everything. I'm one of the people who just, if they tell me it's gonna go good, I'll put money in it, but I don't mess with it. I'm not day trading or anything like that. That's how I am, and it's worked out pretty good. I think I've only had one bad investment, but altogether I think I lost like $500 or something like that. But at one point, that $500 was like at 20,000. I'm like, how do I pull the money out? And they wouldn't let me pull it out. So that had me kind of hot, and then it like plummeted and went away. I'm like, I couldn't even get my 500 back. Like, bro.
Well, so with option stocks, it's a little different than normal stock trading. So a stock, that's probably what you did. So you had a stock, say Netflix, and then...
Well, it was like, what I had was, I won't say which one it was, but it was some sort of like coin thing or something.
Okay, it was...
But it hadn't hit the market yet. And it was supposed to hit the market on a certain day. And so I put my 500 in, the money goes up and all that stuff. And then we're waiting on it to hit the market. And then, my buddy's like, nah, don't pull your money out. And I'm like, nah, I want my 20 grand now. Like,
Yeah. I mean, that's what kind of option trading.
At least give me half of it, something, right? And
exactly.
For whatever reason, it was like pulling teeth, trying to like get some money out of them. And then next thing I know, it plummeted. So I learned from there, I'm not investing in something that hasn't hit the actual market yet. So
because then there could be a lot of regulations of you trying to get to it. Just get your money out. You're probably in some type of currency platform.
Yes, that's what it was.
I can't remember the name of the platforms, but they got a bunch of them. So you got crypto trading, and then you got option trading, and then you got stocks trading. So with the option trading, the way that kind of works is, say for example, Netflix is say it's $200. That's what it is as a stock, right?
Okay.
The option is giving you the option to either purchase or sell or not at all. But what we do is we're just fulfilling the order with that. So we go to the option side, they'll bring up a whole lot of different strikes, right? So strike is like what we're betting the price to go to. So let's just say Netflix is giving you a deal, because they always give a contract discount. So they might give you 100 shares for maybe $4.50, for 100 shares. So let's just say you buy 100 shares as a contract for Netflix. So now you got 100 shares, right? What I do is, in the Discord group itself, I will analyze it. I'm like, okay, Netflix is doing well. This is the price. You guys go ahead and entry. This is the entry for it. So I tell you, all right, go ahead and buy into it. So you buy into it, and then I have different tabs. I'm very organized with it. So I have different tabs for different things. So alerts are going to be more or less day trading. And then I have swing trades, which are going to be buy today, sell later. And then I have golden swings, which are going to be more or less like something that I pretty much got like news on, that is a high volume of some type of buying power going into that stock. So it's going to raise it. So that's something you'll hold for a couple of months. But half of the time, like I had some today, I sold today because they went up like 100%. So in just one day. So when I kind of break down the numbers, I ain't gonna ask
how much money you made.
It's definitely There's some, because I play with a pretty large amount nowadays, but you don't have to have.
So you don't have to have a bunch of money to start making money.
Just enough to buy your first option contract, and once you get really good, you start buying 5, you start buying 20. So the way it works is, once you got that one, that's 100 shares. Okay, it moves. Let's just say it moved 50%. So 50%, whatever the $400 was, that's what it moved. So you actually make 50% on 100 shares. all at that one
Ooh,
time.
yeah.
That's where the money comes in. So people
Yeah.
are like, yeah, you can't make money on one stock a day. No, it's option. So you put an expiration date. Remember, we talked about that strike number.
Okay.
So you'll get the strike number from me. So I'll be like, okay, it's at 400. Strike number will be 320 or 398. It'll be there where you see it. It's just plug and play. So you type in, you're like, all right, he said 398. I'm gonna buy it. So it goes into 398, and then you get your expiration date. You'll get that from me. If it's an alert, it's gonna be the end of the week because every Friday is a contract expiration date.
Yeah.
So you'll get it to the end of the week. So that's pretty nice. And then if it's something like a golden swing, I'll give you the date, but it'd be far out.
Yeah.
So like I just did one today, it was May. So they purchased it. You'll get the May date. You go ahead and fulfill it, and then it'll come to a part where it'll say, okay, how many contracts do you want to buy? So you're like, man, I want to go ahead and buy let's say 5 of them. So it'll give you the price that you're changing it. It'll tell you how much that contract is. So it'll go from 1,000 maybe to 5,000. I think a comfortable amount to put in to see a good amount return is going to be anywhere from 5 to 8,000 on a major scale. But if you're like, I'm okay with $200, $300, then you're looking at anywhere from 500 to maybe 1,200. But you get that money right back. So what happens is it goes up. You'll see it on your platform, whether you're using Robinhood or Thinkorswim. You'll see it. You're like, oh man, it's in the green. I'm coaching everybody on it. So I tell you, all right, time to sell a little bit of that. You want to stay in, it's up to you. But this is a respectfully time to actually sell. And then they'll sell, and they'll be like, all right, I made $500 from that.
Yeah.
And then the day will close, and then you can just take that money right out and put it in your actual account and continue to play with the 500 that you put in there originally. Or just stop in general and just pull everything out.
Yeah.
So you're just recycling money.
So you've basically made it easy for somebody like me that I don't want to do no research.
No research. I
Yeah.
am the coach. I do the analyzing.
Okay.
I do the whole thing. My job is to call out what's good, and I do about 3 to 5 calls a day, out. So if you miss this one, it's all right. There's another one coming, and I'm typically done within an hour and a half. So the most volatility and movement is done in the mornings. After that, after 10, 9:30, the market opens up at 8:30. About that time, it starts to die down, and then you'll have your swings maybe. I'm like, hey, this one is good to hold. But I am about 96% accurate on all my calls. I think this week I was 98% because I think I might have had one that didn't go well at that time, but if you held it, you still would have been good.
Yeah.
So you would have been fine.
So how does one develop a skill to even know how to do that? A
lot of research. So I started with YouTube, learned a lot, from YouTube, and then once I got into YouTube and learning, I went to the platforms like Thinkorswim. That's what I like to use. And Thinkorswim has all type of tutorials on every single tool. It's to the point where I have tools that I can add to an option trade. Say I'm getting in and I'm like, you know what? If it falls behind 10%, sell it. There's tools that they call them trail stops that will just trail as you move up. So if you move up 30% in profit, but it just happens to drop 10%, so now at 20%, it'll sell it for you. You don't have to manually go and do it.
Yeah.
So,
well, can you set it to buy stuff for you too?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's all types of stuff. I mean, I don't know about the buying 100%. I do know they have something like that. But when it comes to the buying, you want to do that stuff manually.
Yeah.
I would say because the option contracts change daily. It just depends on how much they're selling it for. And then you can also make money when the market is down. That's another thing. So there's money to be made every day.
Yeah.
So if a stock is not doing so well and it's not going up, well, if it drops, you can bet for it to drop just like you do on a call. You'll do a put, and that's what puts are. That's betting against the market, but you make money in that.
Talk to me about a put.
A put, so for example, let's just say, let's say Netflix. You want to put a strike number at 335, saying that if this stock goes from 338, if it hits 335, I'm betting it'll hit 335 at this point of my contract. So as soon as it drops, and not even touching that, it actually, you'll profit as it's dropping. It's just your premiums start to go in a little bit more once you actually hit the number. And then once you get under the strike, right, then you're just making profit. So if it goes down to 330, but you put 335 as your strike, well, you're getting all that. You're getting all that money. As it's moving, the percentage is moving based on how many contracts you bought.
Where are you getting the money from based off of how?
Like the money to put in the market?
No, so money's going down.
Like, how do you know?
Is
that what you mean?
No, not necessarily. How do you know? Like you say, you bet on it going down, right?
Going down, yeah.
And by betting on it, you're getting money.
Yeah.
Who are you betting it? Like,
the market itself.
Okay.
Because Thinkorswim as a platform, it is a platform for traders. So the market is doing what it does. But the reason why I know that it's gonna make moves or it's gonna do this is because I pay attention to what the news are on that. I have other things that I analyze, which is like more or less like Google News, and then all my tools as well, my indicators, my bars. I know based on what the bars are doing, I see what's going down, and typically you can just wedge in there a bit. So when it's dropping, it's gonna keep going up and down. But there's a way to read that, and you just get in there on a wedge and just get that quick 5-10%.
Okay.
And,
so when it goes
out.
down, you buy right there where it goes down?
I buy, I try to get in. So there's multiple different ways
to. Because when you said bet, I'm thinking like you're betting like on a horse race.
No,
you're buying.
You're buying.
Okay.
But like when I mean by bet, like mentality wise, you're telling the system that it's going to do this.
Okay.
So I guess betting may not be the right word for it, but I mean more in the mentality, like you're saying that this is going to go down to this number.
Yeah.
But in reality, you're buying it for sure.
Okay.
So it might be, 2 contracts might be just $400.
Okay.
So that's 2 contracts, that's 200 shares. So if you're betting on it to do what it does, or betting on the market to go down, is really what you're doing. Because puts are giving you the option to sell, and you're giving it a strike. That's what that strike price is for.
Okay.
It's big now because there's millionaires in that because if you think about it, let's just say you got 20 racks to play with. Some people are that good that they're okay with that. You put $20,000 down on one contract and it might buy you like 40 contracts. If that thing just moved 5%, that's 5% times the 20 contracts.
Yeah.
So there's guys in my group. I had a guy make, I think he did about 10,000 in one day. One day, man. And that was just on the calls. Now, I don't tell people how much to buy, because that's all going to be personal preference.
Yeah.
Personal preference and
but the number,
matter.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the setup.
Yeah, you're just telling them the setup.
I'm telling you the setup. So you want to buy 2? You buy 2. And then this guy over here, he like, nah, man, I want to go ahead and go all in. He'll buy 20 shares or 20 contracts and do whatever he does. And from there, that he does his thing and he makes his money. I charge a subscription amount every month, no matter up or down or what we do, no matter what everyone makes. But most people make anywhere from like $3K a week to like $20K a week. Yeah, it's just a big range because it just depends. And then I'll post my stuff here and there. I've obviously done really well with it. I try not to discourage others because they're like, well, he's the coach. So when I post something, it's kind of like it's given. So I don't post as much of my stuff in there, but I do give the motivation to show people. Like, hey, this is what I called out, and you will see the setup. It'll be the same setup, so you'll know, man, he actually bought the same thing that he called out, and this is what he made from it. So the setup is like, that's the great part about it. You can't really fabricate that, because you're not just seeing that somebody bought a whole bunch of contracts. You actually get to see the details of, oh, he bought it at this price, this strike price, this expiration date. That's the setup. So he did exactly what he put out. And that's how you do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, it's and that kind of fueled the gas tank for everything else. So if I was doing really well with that, then it fueled everything else, because that's what I teach now. I'm actually doing an event space course soon, but I'm trying to teach people how to gain the big amount and then put that into smaller investments where they can, still do really well with a smaller business, but you're filtering that because once you start getting into the market, like I'm doing everything now, you could definitely, there's some guys 30,000, 40,000 a month, like they're doing that, but you don't want to sit with that kind of money all the time. So I feel like it's better to put a little bit away. So I'm trying to build a community now for people to really know the entire way I went, even down to fitness, whatever I have to do. Really what I do, the discipline, what I do on a daily basis.
So you started with the stock market stuff, and you have students you teach and everything.
Yeah. Sure.
What possessed you to do the other things like Airbnb, event spaces, and all of that?
I like to be diverse.
Yeah.
I just feel like, no matter what's going on in the market, even though you can make money either way, I just feel like that is that's cool. But see, I'm thinking about future. So as you know, you can't pass that down to your kids. Money wise, yes, but you can't pass the skill down. And then what if the kid doesn't want to,
Right.
they want to do that? It's kind of like a person that's a doctor. You're a doctor, but you make $300,000 a year, and that's great. But when your kid is born and you want to put them into place and position to do the same, they got to go to school. You can't just pass that down to them. So businesses and also building a name. So I've learned building a name and text marketing and stuff that I do now. I feel like building a name is just a better bet for whatever you're doing. Yeah, I'm building that as a community, but for me personally, having my investments, I want to have that going too because I'm building something. You're building a brand. I can build the stock brand all the way up, but again, I gotta be betting on my, if I have a daughter or a son, to come in and be like, oh, I want to take over that. What if they don't? And yeah, you made all the money, but it still doesn't fuel them to be able to get into what you're doing. When it comes down to other stuff, that's something they can easily take over. And the way I have things now, everything is pretty virtual with my event space thing. So I'm teaching that, I'm going to teach that. So I'm not even really there. I used to start off going there, but now it's all virtual and just really the new way of things, the way it works with 3D tours and stuff. So I'm barely.
So you're telling me you got these event spaces and you're not having to go up there?
No, I might go once.
Employees or anything?
So I have somebody that does the cleaning. As of right now,
Is that Val?
No. I know Val. She goes to the Andes a lot.
Yeah.
No, I have this older lady. Her name is Melissa, but Val has reached out to me. I told her when I need them, I'll go. I'll talk with them.
Yeah.
But it's just that everything, like, there's periods where it's slower, so it's like I just go by myself.
Right.
Me and my girl will go and we'll just do it ourselves. So it's like on a Sunday, and then I got TVs in there, put the game on. And it's normally easy things to do. Right. I have a checkout list that's all digital that people can look at it and they know what to do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, there's half of the time I'm not even there. I used to be, but that was just to kick it off and make sure everything was in place. But once I got everything in and I was like, all right, this is it, I do everything virtual. So I have about 10 to 15 appointments a week, Mondays and Thursdays. For my days. Yeah, and I just do them all virtual. Yeah. And of course, you might get a ratio of those people that might want to book. And then I tell them, okay, this is how it works. This is the price. I have everything from digital contracts. It's all through DocuSign. Things like that.
Where do you market your stuff?
Facebook, Instagram, and then I have Google ads. So I have ads placed, but it's crazy. And I like to tell people the power of just, again, branding what you have. I started off last year because this event space is only, and then the advertising. Okay, so Facebook, Google ads is typically what I go with when it comes to marketing. But the way I've learned it is that now at this point, every event you have, you're gonna have 50 to 100 people. So those are 50 to 100 people that are putting eyes on your place. So for a year straight, twice a week I would run the ads. It would give me 10 to 15 people a week. So I was like, that's good. Yeah. Now, starting this beginning of the year, I started doing the math and realized, man, I'm only spending like maybe 10% what I used to spend last year, and I'm getting the same amount of appointments. It's because now people are revolving back, or they're speaking to someone about it, or people like, yeah, I was there. Yeah. I've been to your event. I don't need to see. I've already been there. When can I book? And then there you go. So building a brand of something, and then now if I want to, go into something else on the event space, like in a different area, you already got the brand, and then I have text marketing as well for every person that actually done a tour is in a database of easy texting, and then they have to consent. Once they consent, they'll get messages twice a month that I set up, and there you go. So really, it's just keeping the people in the loop.
I love that, man, because I feel like with any business that you are in, that is essentially kind of brick and mortar or something you're selling like that, it pays to know the marketing and sales side of it and how to keep that organized. So that's very powerful. Talk to me about how hard or easy it was to set up this event space.
So it wasn't, so I went through a course. So when I went through that course, I invested a lot of money into this course to learn directly from the person of how to do these things. So I wouldn't say that there's a lot of things I learned on my own, but then I did learn some things from the course, like contracts and stuff like that. It wasn't hard. I think the hardest part was waiting for things to come in. Chairs, the tables, sporadic. They wouldn't come in all at the same time. So setting it up, but I added chandeliers, things like that, and I definitely had some help. My girl is a big help on that, so she helped me hang a lot of things. And then I figured that out, and then I added a 360. So I was like, well, people like 360s, the camera. I was like, that's a big thing. I said, why not buy one and make a room exclusively for it? And that's what I did. So now you go to the event space, you don't have to get a
360 room. You don't have to order from nowhere else.
Nowhere. And then I have.
Is it an upcharge for that, or are you just?
It's an upcharge for it, but I charge about 40% less, 30 to 40% less than a contractor would.
Right.
And I know their prices, and I know that I'm going to be.
And even that has its checklist of how to use it. So
for sure. Oh no, someone. So what they're paying for is
someone to be.
Is someone to be there. Okay. So I have someone that worked for me that'll go out there. My little brother's doing it for me right now because he's just almost out of high school. So I have him do it. So I taught him how to do it, trained him, and then he went in and he was like, okay, I can do this. So now when I have parties, he does his 2 hours. It's a 2-hour minimum. He does his thing, and then that's it. Yeah. And I probably get that thing booked about 4 to 5 parties a month, or 6. He might end up doing like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Roughly. So, and there's some months where he won't get as many hits, but it's okay. I have everything pretty staged. So I'll just close that door. But I have curtains in there. I mean, it's all decorated.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So I'm just learning how to advance. Now I have balloons going on in there, So I have my girl specialized in balloons, so now she can do that. So now that's set up for people. And so I'm just trying to offer what anybody would need to bring in. I'm trying to offer it.
Yeah. So anybody that they're trying to have whatever kind of cool event or whatever, like you're going to have most of those big pieces that they would normally have to outsource. We got it in house. Right?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool, man. And so I was going to ask you. So with the event spaces, right? You're talking about, you have your coaching program with the stocks.
Yeah.
Right. The trading and everything. Right. Are you doing a mentorship program also with the event space?
I will be. So I'm actually. So I joined the school. I think you were in the school.
Yes, I'm in the school.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have the school account, and it kind of just just like basic stuff.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna turn that into all the event space people. So the course will be out. Whoever is in that course will go straight to the group. Everyone that's in the group already is already going to be in there, even though they won't know much about what's going on, but I'm going to try to keep them up to speed, it's free for y'all.
What I love about that is, and the idea of doing an event space is that if you don't have the money or the credit or whatever the case may be to possibly open up your, like, buy your own building.
Yeah.
You can just rent out like you're doing over there at the end. You rent it out.
Just rent it out. You don't have to.
As long as you and then figure out how to plan to pay your monthly overhead and some, and you be
and
all
that's
right.
it. And it's kind of it's the same concept of an Airbnb, to be honest. In some cases, like there are Airbnb properties that you can sublet if you need to. Now, of course, things have changed in the regulations, but on the Airbnb side, but with the event space, that's all you're doing. Now, you brew the people, right, to what you need. Make sure everybody's good. And then you actually eventually build one. Like, that'll be my goal, is to build. I want to do more of the wedding side now. Weddings.
That's where the money is.
Yeah.
When it comes to events, as soon as you put the name wedding on it, people 10x the price of everything.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit different. But see, again, that's something that I learned on my own. The courses I went through as an event space, person that was on the mentor shop, I was being mentored. It wasn't much of a like wedding quinceañeras, and of course quinceañeras is a very, very big thing in San Antonio.
Yes, it is.
Not necessarily, Texas in general, but not in other states, right? The guy that I went through, he was based in like New York.
Right.
Quinceañeras is not a big thing there, so there's a lot I had to learn on my own. So I'm going to take the knowledge that I'm learning on my own to really show people event space, but at the same time how to grow your amount of people, because with a quinceañera you're looking at 200 to 300 people, and in weddings as well. The venue I have now is like 120 and under, but that's great because you're learning that spectrum of it too. I've actually been invited to some of the events. It's crazy. Weddings, they've been some of my good friends, and they're getting married at my event, so I go. And they just, and I give them flexibility to do what they want to do. I might have Danielle, she'll be in there here soon, doing something, I think in the next couple months. But she was asking about it, so she's going to be doing a tour. So I do everything, man. I have people in there doing events for, cosmetic stuff they do. I don't think cosmetic is the word. The makeup side. I've just had people do different things that they are doing classes for, but mainly in the beauty industry. I've had a lot of people on that.
It's a big and growing industry, I think, no matter where you live right now.
For sure.
Thing. So
the estheticians awesome. Is, I think, the word. There you go. Cosmetic is more like...
we don't know nothing about that. We wake up and rub the boogers out of our eyes and go on about our day.
Exactly. I mean, I might shave a little here and there on everything, but for the most part, it's really gym and work for me. Work, business, and even when it comes down to the work, and I like to speak about that. So when I first actually started all this stuff, I was working at a Taco Bell and a Jack in the Box. I switched.
I had no idea.
When I was young.
Okay.
So I would ride my bike to work sometimes, and then I would have a neighbor that lived not too far away. He'll see me walking. He'd be like, "Man, JD, I'll take you to work." So I think that just, and my dad did the best he could too. It wasn't anything that he was busy at times too. And mom, she wasn't even here yet at that time, but she's a big part of the success as well. But I learned the work ethic.
Right.
I think young, and then
that's what I was saying. Like, no matter what your parents are doing, your work ethic.
Yeah, but as long as your work ethic is good, you just put that into whatever it is you're trying to do. It's the gym, same thing. You're gonna go 5 days a week, 6 days a week until you get the body you want, or you're just gonna give up. Work ethic plays a major role in everything you do. So I've learned that, and I'm like, that's once you learn the work ethic, that was instilled in me from a young age. And I've worked 2-3 jobs. I was a fireman at one point. I was doing fireman 2 days a week. I work as a medic off, and then I would do security as a bouncer at the clubs on the weekends if I was off. I did like 3 or 4 jobs at a time. It never bothered me, I was just like, I know I'm gonna get to where I need to go, and as long as I'm doing this, it'll push me to where I need to go, and I'll be able to work effortlessly in anything I do. And now I can work less, and see the
Either that or it doesn't feel like work,
Yeah, exactly. And I love what I do, and I think just being a personable person, I love people. So, I love to talk to people. If they don't book something with me, or even someone's like, hey, I want to learn about the stocks, but they don't stay in long enough, and they're like, hey, I cancel my subscription because I don't have a contract. So my thing is, I give you a free trial, everyone can try it out for about 3 days to 7 days or something like that, and then if they like it, they can continue to pay monthly,
automatic reoccurring, but
Yeah.
they can cancel anytime.
They can cancel anytime,
Yeah.
and then when some have to leave because other issues happen in their life, I'm like, hey man, I'm still here. Don't worry about it. Like again, just being good. The vibration of being good. I just think that goes a long way.
Yeah,
it goes a long way.
100%, man. I love that, bro.
Yeah.
I know I got one more selfish question I want to ask you.
No, you're good.
But so what I'm taking away from this right now is that you work that good work ethic. All right, for you youngsters out there, have that good work ethic, saves up some money, get to where you need to go, and get some mentorship. If there's a next level to what you want to do, you could go to college for it or whatever the case may be. But mentorship nowadays, there's more access to people and coaches right away who are doing exactly what you want to do. And I know for myself, anytime I've hired any kind of coach, I have seen the best results that way, and I get those results faster.
Exactly.
Even in fitness, every other year I hire a coach for my fitness. I have mentors for my spiritual side, business side, and I'm telling you, it's like as soon as I drop that money, it makes me get sharp, buy into it. My discipline is already up, and anxiety a little bit because like I spent all this money,
It's
this stuff gotta work,
yeah.
right? So invest in yourself is the biggest thing that I'm taking away from this. And then one other the selfish question, because you do Airbnbs too, and I know you, and I've always like been kind of fascinated about it, and I kind of looked into it, and I looked at like the body of work that goes into Airbnb, and I got scared, and I was like, oh dang, it's
a body of work. I mean, when I first got into it, it was do everything yourself, and that was what I was doing. I mean, I was the cleaning.
So what year was this when you first got into it?
Maybe 2018, maybe 2017. I think it was right around COVID time, so I'm not sure what year that was, but right around COVID time, that's when I got in. And it was, again, I started off really small, so it was just do everything myself, be the cleaner, do the communications, everything. There was times where I was cleaning and I was answering guests that's just about to show up, I just, again, the work ethic. But what I learned was, again, investing in yourself for some type of mentorship. I actually went to a mentorship a year or two later after I did that. So the reason why I did it, it's very funny. I was on vacation when I did it. I was in Cabo, and I was like, man, I want to invest more into learning how to really get this down. So I went to a guy named Sean Rocket G. He's on YouTube, and I paid his mentorship, got into a closed group with him. Once I got in the closed group with him and other people that were doing the same thing, I've learned. So then I got communications down to where it's like automatic at this point, all automated the way I do things. So I have messages that are going out on a timely basis, maybe 2 or 3 before they arrive, 2 or 3 right there, and then maybe
like
one.
A CRM system.
Yeah, it's there's Hospitable that does it. There's a few others now that does it, but that's the one I use.
So I was thinking about using Hospitable.
So when you get big, like I would say after 5 properties or 10 doors, you want to go into that for sure, because that kind of does a lot for you. And they're trying to keep up with everything that Airbnb is doing, because they're changing so much. I mean, I feel like every couple of months there's some type of new update. Not contracts in general, but the actual like cleaning stuff like that. So again, I was doing the cleaning myself in the beginning, and then I hired a team, but mainly kind of like what Val would do, right? I don't use Val, but something like that, where she has her team. So I hired one person, and then she had her team. Before you know it, I had like 6, 7, 8 cleaners, and then they had their manager, so they reported to her. And every week I would give that person the list of what needs to be done, and then it goes from there, and really that's kind of how it worked. And my girl actually did a lot of that. She managed a lot of that stuff for me, and helped me with it. But I was on the grind, man. I mean, I was driving to the places, knowing what I needed to have in each property. There was times where toilet paper were at this one, but then you forget about it, and then that person's there, they're like, hey, we don't have this, nowhere. So like on weekends, sometimes I was running to those places until I got some more structure base. But when it was by myself, it was tough.
Yeah.
Having a team of people, mentorship, those things right there. When you expand, you have to know, you have to give a little more delegation out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to delegate, man, and that way people can help you. And you're always going to pay something for it, but as long as you're growing, you can't be afraid to pay.
Because it's better to delegate whatever, let that take care of itself, and then you've got now this easier piece of money. So now you can take that and invest into the next one, and that piece of money get bigger and bigger.
It's just like the stock mentorship. Like, you could always cancel and just do it on yourself, because like, I lose thousands of dollars a day. I go with you, at least someone is watching it. Yeah. And then I have my own analyzing, but I got you to help. So I'm going to continue to pay. And that's how it works. So
I'm going to hit you up on this stock stuff.
For
because
sure.
Again, like, I have some money in there, but it's like, that just, it's stay in there, and that's it, Like,
even on a long-term side, like, if you're like, hey, man, I don't have the time to day trade and follow your calls daily, I'll put out 1 or 2 a day and be like, this is something you can buy and hold it for a couple weeks or maybe a couple days. But I'll let you know. And then get into that and you sell it.
What I'm honestly thinking about doing is getting either my son or my daughter
to do it.
Yeah. I give them the money to do it, and then it's kind of like our money, but you gotta take care of it right. You gotta follow coach's directions.
Yeah, you gotta follow, because everything. I mean, I get some guys in the group and they'll be like, "Oh, I bought this," and I'm like, I didn't tell you to do that. Or they might buy what I told them to buy, but I'll be like, sell. And they'll be like, oh, I held it for a little bit. So it's like, my job is to tell you when to enter and when to exit. But on specific tabs, there's some tabs where guys are that good where I'll give them the entry, but you got to make sure
I'm a follow coach kind of guy. I've always been a good athlete because of it. We plug and play. Give me the play.
Play is all I really
I'm rocking
get.
this play, and it's like that's how I am.
That's how you do it.
I don't want to think about this either.
Exactly. Well, that's what you're paying.
You're
for.
Paying a coach.
You're paying a coach to be there and do that. Like, I got 3 screens going.
But and in the same light, I imagine for those who do want to learn deeper why, you're also there to answer those questions.
Oh yeah, I answer all questions. I mean, with almost dictionary terms of what they're asking for. Like, I had a guy today, he was like, what does IMO stand for? I got a tab for all those questions, and I put in there, in my opinion. Those are short terms that I use. So people are like, okay, so I got my own, dictionary of what certain things mean, so people know. Because you got to understand, I have to be quick and fast on what I'm doing. If I see something and I'm calling it out, I got to use those short, terms to make sure people understand that this is what I'm talking about. But I tell you what I'm looking at before I do it.
That's funny, because I just learned what IMO is right now. So
I've
been thinking people like just a typo, and I skip over that part. Like, okay.
Well, it definitely in the stock community, it's there's a lot of little words that we look at, and I talk about candlesticks and things like that too, and I use short words for that. And people are like, okay, what does that mean? And I'm like, that means I'm looking at this, has a very good single, all right, on that, but then I'm not entering it yet, but it looks good. So if you got your eyes on it and you know how that stuff works, then you can make the play yourself as well. But for the most part, most people just like waiting on me to throw out the bone. That's what it is. Like, they're waiting, and they're like, I was already looking at it, but when you confirmed it, I did it. It's just another set of eyes, really. And we all need it. I mean, if you're going into something blind, you don't know what you're gonna get. And in the market, it can pull back fast if you're not really understanding what you're doing. You're like, man, I lost $3,000 in one day. Nah, man. If you follow everything right, you should be in the green just about every day. Every day. And if you're in the red on something, and that's a hold, and I guarantee you it's going to probably go up within the next 3-4 days based on
just
what I'm looking and seeing. So, I mean, that's the biggest thing, and trading gave me flexibility. So now I can be anywhere in the world and do that, and now it's just became way more fascinating to me to help other people. That was my calling, was to help others. So I was doing it, I was making it, but I was like, but then I'm not helping anyone from it. You know what I mean? and the person paying for the mentorship or the subscription alone is more or less giving me the funds to be able to like put this time in, because my eyes are hurting, man. When I'm done with that hour and a half of that, I'm in there, you know.
That's why you got the expensive glasses.
These are the time for it, but I got actual like reading glasses, and I'm doing that. But I got 3 or 4 devices going on at the same time.
I imagine.
Phone, iPhone, iPad, Mac. You know, all with the, you just see nothing but deals. You know, like, man. And then I got my chat. So, you know, I'm calling it out before I actually get into it. I actually give the play to y'all as I'm going in, so that way y'all actually get a better, you guys get a better entry. Real time, right? Everything is real time. And then it's alerts. So if you got a cell phone, I have it to the group Discord itself. You can set alerts on them, and I actually show you how to do that. I have videos in there, and you'll have the alert set up. So you be like, oh, I just got a thing JD said bye. There you go. That's all it is. It's real time. Like, that's how people are getting ahead too. It's all having things that are digitally done somewhat for you. You know, that's it, man.
Man, I love that, bro.
For sure.
Is there, so you have this whole program set up. Do you have an affiliate program?
I don't have, actually, in the WAP itself. WAP is the payment processor. I have an affiliate deal in there. I'm not sure 100% how it works. Yeah, but there is an affiliate deal in there. They tell me about it.
Let's do this. Let's see if we can figure out the affiliate deal.
Okay.
So then when I post this, people can click my affiliate link.
For sure.
And sign up with JD.
You know? For sure. Yeah, there's something in there for sure.
But outside of that, in the meantime, how would people get
so on my Instagram, it's JD_investor. I'm sorry, JD_entrepreneur1. I changed it recently. So that's the Instagram. And then once you go there, it's actually already in the link. So I have my YouTube stuff. I have my personal YouTube when I was on School of Hard Knocks. I have that. I have all those things in there, but there will be a JD Wall Street is what it's called. But it's the first main link in there, and that's how people get in. Or they can always DM me as well. But that's the biggest thing to do and get to. It's going to be on the page.
All right, JD_entrepreneur1. Y'all make sure to follow him on the gram. You on TikTok too?
Right? I'm on TikTok under JD Entrepreneur. I want to say it's 1. I don't get on TikTok as much, but I have an Instagram for my personal and for that business, and it's Wall Street Club _JD. So there's, you know, but on my main page, you'll be able to get to everything from there.
And is that the name of your group, the Wall Street Club?
Wall Street Club by JD.
Wall Street Club by JD. Is that the YouTube as well?
The YouTube too.
Okay.
All that's gonna be in my personal, and you'll see it.
All right. We'll put it in the captions and all that stuff as well.
For sure.
So in the description.
If you're in the group, you'll get all of that stuff all the time, because I got video tabs. I got everything that you need is going to be within that. So I try to keep everyone connected.
So I must say, man, I'm super proud of you, bro.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time here today. And you know, I learned a lot, and you know, I'm gonna talk your ear off after this a little bit.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll go ahead. Y'all make sure to hit my boy JD up, and y'all have a blessed day.
The one and only.